Hey guys, Jess Cobb here from Predator Hunting Calls. Today I want to give you a tutorial on how to operate your remote control. The remote control that we buy is from Lynx Technologies. It's actually a commercially available remote. You can buy this from quite a few places. We're going to have it for sale on our site as a part along with everything else we'll sell as parts besides the kits. So the remote has 8 buttons on it. You can see the rows 1 through 4, okay, and then there's an on-off in each row. But the way we've assigned the buttons, this one on is basically the play pause. The one green is play pause. The one red is the aux, and this is the turn the decoy on and off button, okay, and that controls the relay that's on the board. The rest of these rows are in groups. So you have the file group. Row 2 is file, so file up and file down. Row 3 is folder, folder up, folder down, and row 4 is volume, volume up, volume down. If you like, you can add little stickers here in the center to say what they are, but after a couple times running through and operating the remote, it becomes fairly intuitive and very easy to remember. So it's up to you if you want to do that. On the remote, the important thing to remember when you use this remote is that you want to press and hold. You don't just push a button and let go and expect the command to take. This is a keyed transmitter, so when you press and hold, it's going to keep repeating that same transmission over and over and over again, okay, really at a very fast rate. So what you need to do is get in the habit of press and hold until you hear the command take effect. So if you press the file up button, press and hold it until you hear the next file start to play, then let go. The RC audio card is designed to wait for you to let go of the button before it takes a new command. So it's not going to keep scrolling to the next files on you while you're holding the button down. It won't do that. It'll wait till you let go, and then it'll have a little timer to time out, and then it'll wait for a new button. That timer is very fast though, and we'll go through that when we turn it on. The only exception to that is the volume. When you hold the volume up button down, it will scroll up and you'll hear the rate that it scrolls up to the max volume. If you hold volume down, it'll scroll down to the minimum volume. And this is just for convenience in the field. And the minimum volume is mute. That's volume 0. When you first turn the unit on, it always comes on in volume 1. That's the lowest volume that you can hear. If you were to go down 1, it would go to volume 0. And be in mute. So keep that in mind. If you're not hearing sound come out of your unit, make sure you try and turn it up a little bit. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is turn on the RC audio card or the stack here. And on the RC audio card, there's 2 LEDs, a red and a green LED. You'll see during boot up that they both turn on, and they're both lit while it's booting. After a successful boot, the green LED goes solid green, and that means it's in the stop state. It's ready to play folder 1, file 1, and it's stopped. So it's waiting for you to hit the play pause to get going. There's basically 3 modes of that status LED you need to know about. The solid green is stop, the slow blink is play, and a real rapid blink, a real fast blink is in the pause state. And I'll show you that here when we start playing a sound. So I'm going to go ahead and turn up the volume here to a higher volume so you can hear it. And let's go ahead and play the test sound. Now this folder has all 14 folders loaded with the 15 MP3 sounds, and they're test sounds. It's basically me saying the folder number and the file number. So if I say 5.3, that means we're in folder 5, file 3. Okay, so when you hear this, you'll know where we are in the directory of files. So let's play the first sound.
1, 1.
So you hear it played folder 1, file 1, and then it went to stop. You can see during the play it blinks real slow, the status LED.
1, 1.
Now you saw the busy LED, the red LED come on, and that means that the processor's doing something. It took my command, it's got to fire up the file and all that stuff. Whenever the busy LED is red, it's not going to take any commands from the remote control because it's busy doing other things. And typically that's a very short period, as you see here.
1, 1.
It turned out fairly quickly. So while it's playing a file during normal play, you're able to execute commands in the stop and the pause state. Let's go into pause here.
1.
So I don't know if you can see that with the refresh rate of the video, but we're in pause, we're partway through a file, and that status LED is blinking very rapidly. So that means we're in the pause state. If I hit the play pause button again, it'll go back to playing the file.
1.
Okay, so all I did is hit the play pause button while the file was playing. It went to pause.
1.
There, I just did it again, and now it's pausing. Okay, or it's paused. Okay, so the next thing we need to run through are the file. Let's do the file row here. So let's go file up. We're at 1.1 file, or folder 1 file 1. Let's go to folder 1 file 2.
1, 2.
So I hit the up button and it went to folder 1 file 2. Let's go to file 3.
1, 3.
And back to 2. Hit the file down button.
1, 2.
So folder 1 file 2. Let's go to folder 1 file 1.
1, 1.
And if I hit down again, it's going to go wrap around and go to file 15.
1, 15.
And then 114.
1, 14.
So you get the idea there. Now if I hit both of the file buttons at the same time, it'll launch folder or file 1 in whatever folder we're in.
1, 1.
So we're in folder 1 and it ran back to file 1 and launched that sound. The next row is the folder row. So let's say we want to go to a new set of files. We'll go to folder 2. We'll go up a folder.
2, 1.
So now we're in folder 2, file 1, and it automatically starts playing the first file in that folder. If I go back 1,
1, 1.
1, 1, now let's go back a folder.
14, 1.
So it went to folder 14 and played file 1. Okay, we can go. It'll go all the way down and keep wrapping around. So you get the idea.
1, 1.
That it just keeps going around the horn on the folders and the files. Okay. And as I said, the volume up and volume down is fairly self-explanatory. If you hit both both volume buttons at the same time, it goes to volume 1,
1,
which is real quiet on here. These test sounds are
2, 1.
oh, let me turn the volume up.
2, 1.
Okay, let me turn it down a little bit. Okay, so these test sounds that I made them on my computer with the mic. They're real soft sounds. So anyway, so that's the volume. Both buttons at the same time take you to volume 1. Both the folder buttons at the same time will take you back to folder 1, file 1, and that's very handy if you're want to get back to that reference folder and file. And then both file buttons will get you file 1 in whatever folder you're in. So right now we're on what folder?
2, 1.
We're on 2, 1. So let's go to
2, 15.
So if we're at 2.15, for example, we hit both file buttons at the same time,
2, 1.
we go to 2.1. If we were to hit both folder buttons at the same time,
1, 1.
that's always 1, 1 when you press both of those at the same time. Folder 1, file 1. Okay? So that's the basics of just operating the remote and scrolling around your folders and your files. The next thing I want to do is go into the looping. So right now there's no looping on. When the file ends, it just goes into the stop state and the green status LED is a solid green. There are looping options that you can set up, and you can either loop a file or loop a folder. So let's go into the setup, and you can see it blinks rapidly and turns out. Both lights blink rapidly and turn out. And now here is where I can go through and set the, well, it looks like I'm about out of time. Let's mark it here and come back to setup. So in the next segment, I'm going to show the setup menu and how to loop the files and folders.